Have you ever wondered why that free sample at the store makes you feel, I don't know, a little bit guilty if you don't buy the product? Or why a coworker bringing you a coffee can totally change the dynamic of your day? Well, it turns out there's a really powerful psychological trigger at play, and it can all start with something as simple as a free drink. Okay, let's set the scene. I want you to picture this. You're part of an experiment. You're just sitting in a room with a total stranger, we'll call him Joe, and you're both waiting for things to get started. So Joe gets up, leaves for a minute, and then comes back with two ice-cold sodas. He hands one to you and says something like, "Hey, I asked if I could get a Coke, and they said sure, so I grabbed one for you too. You didn't ask for it, but hey, that's a nice gesture, right?" All right, so the main part of the experiment finishes up. As you're both getting ready to leave, Joe turns to you. He starts explaining that he's selling some raffle tickets for a prize, and, he gets a little bonus if he sells the most. And then he pops the question, would you be willing to buy any? They're only 25 cents each. So what do? I mean, think about it. This is the guy who, completely unprompted, just gave you a free soda. Well, here's what happened in the actual 1971 experiment by Dennis Regan. It's kind of shocking. The people who got the free drink, they bought over 3 times more raffle tickets than the people who got nothing. That tiny, unexpected favor had a huge, measurable impact on their decision. So what is going on here? Why does this happen? It's not just about being polite. It's a really, really deep social rule. One so powerful it can be used to influence us, often without us having a clue it's even happening. This phenomenon has a name, the reciprocity principle. It's that deep-seated, almost automatic urge we feel to repay someone when they do something for us. It creates this feeling of social debt. Sociologists think this is basically the glue that held ancient human societies together. You share your food today because you know someone will share theirs with you tomorrow. It's baked right into our DNA. And believe me, this goes way beyond a psychology lab and some raffle tickets. This is a fundamental part of negotiation, of sales, and even just our day-to-day interactions. If you understand this, you start to see why we sometimes agree to things we would have otherwise said no to. Now, we gotta draw a really clear line here. Not every nice thing someone does is a trap. Of course not. Genuine kindness is about building a real connection. But strategic reciprocity, that's a whole different ballgame. The goal isn't connection. The goal is to make you feel obligated. The favor is just the bait for the request that's coming right after. And once you start looking for it, you see this tactic everywhere. The salesperson who brings you a coffee just because. The consultant who offers a free, no-strings-attached analysis. Even a small, friendly gesture from the other side of a negotiation table. These aren't always just nice gestures. A lot of the time they're calculated moves, designed to put you in their debt, so you're more likely to give them what they want later. Okay, so if this is so powerful and so common, what are we supposed to do? How do we tell the difference between a real act of kindness and a setup? Well, the good news is the defense is actually pretty simple. It all comes down to awareness. So the next time you find yourself in this exact situation, somebody gives you an unexpected favor and then boom, a request follows, the first and most important thing you can do is just pause. Fight that automatic impulse to say yes. And in that pause, you need to ask yourself one single powerful question. This is it. This is the question that cuts right through all the noise. Would I buy these raffle tickets if he hadn't given me that Coke? Would I agree to these terms if they hadn't bought me that fancy lunch? It's so simple, but what it does is it cleanly separates the value of the actual request from that feeling of obligation the gift created. And if your honest answer to that question is no, well, there's your answer. The secret is to mentally redefine what you just received. It wasn't a gift, it was a compliance tactic. And the moment you see the favor for what it really is, a tool, you're free. The social pressure just melts away. You can accept the coffee, thank them for it, and still say no thank you to the pitch, completely guilt-free. So from now on, when you're handed that unexpected freebie or favor, just take a second. Appreciate the gesture, for sure, but keep that question in your back pocket. It's the key to knowing the difference between a real moment of connection and a subtle transaction. Is this just kindness, or is it the first move in a game of influence? Now, you'll know how to tell.